Hey, what is up, guys? I'm your boy Nick with Pick My Man. In this video, we're gonna be going over all the best bets, lock of the week, the favorite underdogs that I have for you guys on this card, and the safety parlay that I have for you guys. I'm gonna be staying with the same safety parlay that I gave out in the last video, the early best bets lock of the week video that I put out like a week ago. I think it was about a week ago. Anyways, I added some more fighters to my best bets, so now I have like 5 total best bets for you guys. Anyways, let's get right into it before I waste any more time. And before, if you guys are new here, please hit the sub button down below, guys. We're trying to get to 500 subscribers, and we're getting there. We're getting so close to 500 subscribers. I appreciate you guys. I appreciate all the support from you guys, and don't forget to leave a like and comment down below. And whoever leaves a 3-leg parlay at plus money down in the comments, I'll give you guys a shout out in the next video. And let's get right into it, guys, before I waste any more of your time in the introduction. Here we go. First of all, we're going to be going over the best bets that I have for you guys for Sao Paulo, Brazil fight night card. Let's talk about the best bets that I have for UFC 294, guys. So we had a five total best bets for the UFC 295. We went 4-0-1, and we had some good, pretty nice, reasonable money line bets that we had. We had Dumas, which was like minus 170 when I gave it out to you guys. I mean, he got it done. He got a decision win. It was pretty close. I don't know if I'll be betting on Cedric Dumas in his next fight, because just the way he fights. He has very low output out there. Barely throws enough. I mean, I don't know. He makes a lot of mistakes. He still seems very green, but he somehow got the job done. So I'm really glad that he was somehow able to get the job done in Abu Dhabi, and it was a unanimous decision. So I'm happy about that. Then we had a no contest. We had Javid Basra to win on the scorecards, and he was getting it done. I mean, he was on his way to winning that decision, 30-27 almost. But then I think he kicked Henry in the balls or something like that. So it is what it is. They turned into a no contest. And then next we had Hamza Chimaev. Hamza Chimaev was like minus 250 on the money line, which wasn't that bad. And we had Hamza Chimaev in a lot of parlays, so that came through pretty easy. I mean, a lot of people said that Usman got robbed. I don't know which fight they were watching, but it is what it is. Not everyone's gonna agree with in a close fight like that, but Chimaev got the job done. And next we had Shura Magomedov. I mean, he was a minus 198 when I gave this money line bet out to you guys. And then he closed in at like minus 375, so he almost closed in at like 4-1. So if you guys followed my early bet on him, I had like over 3 units on him, and that came through. We got him at minus 198 early, and then we had Ikram Ali's Kerb to win by knockout in the first round. That came through pretty easy for us. I even gave out the under 1.5, which was like minus 170, I think minus 175, the under 1.5. Ikram Ali's Kara versus Warley Alves fight. I mean, Warley Alves should not have been there in the cage with Ali's Kara. Ali's Kara was an absolute monster. Anyways, we went 4-0-1 at UFC 294. I was really happy about that. Let's get right into the next best bet that I have for you guys. So we have Rinat Fakhretdinov. I had him on my best bets at minus 275. I put a couple units on him at minus 275. I even added him to some parlays early because I knew his money line would get wider. And now he's sitting at, let's see what he's sitting at. I think he's sitting at like, Fakhretdinov is sitting at where's Fakhretdinov? Fakhretdinov is sitting at minus 380. I mean, holy shit. I think he's gonna close in like minus 400, because he's got the wrestling, he's got pretty good striking. It's not like he's a fish out of water on the feet, so he can definitely hang on the feet with guys like Zaleski. Zaleski isn't all that dangerous. I mean, if he's not knocking out a guy like Abu Bakr Nurmagomedov, who's got absolutely horrible cardio and can't wrestle to save his life. Abu Bakr did take him down a couple of times. Abu Bakr did get one takedown on Zaleski, I think, and then he rocked him too. He rocked Zaleski early in the first minute when the fight started. I think it was in the first minute. He rocked him badly, but it just didn't follow through. He didn't follow on for a finish. I like Rinat Fakhretdinov. I think he's a good money line to add into parlays. And the next best bet that I like is Vitor Petrino. I know a lot of people are in Modestus Bukaskas, and I respect you guys for being on the underdog there. But I think there's a huge physicality difference between two guys. I think Vitor Petrino, I mean, we've seen him, he's got 11 takedowns in his last 2 fights. I mean, that is a lot of takedowns. And this dude wasn't even known as a wrestler. I mean, he's not known as a wrestler either. he's known as a brawler. I mean, people just know him as a brawler, and it really looks like he's working on his wrestling. He doesn't just want to go out there and throw hands with the fighters. And it's good to see that. It's good to see him mixing it in with these guys, giving them different looks, taking them down, not letting them set up their strikes on the feet, not letting them get comfortable. I mean, if he doesn't like what's happening on the feet, he can definitely get Modestas Bukauskas to the ground and just ragdoll him on the ground. I'm really confident in Vitor Petrino. I know a lot of people aren't confident as me, but I think Vitor Petrino is going to absolutely steamroll Modestas Bukauskas. Bukauskas has been finished 4 out of 5 losses. So this dude, every time he can't get his way in fights, he just fumbles. Anyways, the next best bet, I was a little bit hesitant about adding Denise Gomes because a lot of people are on Angela Hill, and I respect Angela Hill as a fighter. She's had 23 UFC fights. That is a lot of experience for Angela Hill. But she's 38 years old now. She took an absolute beating from Mackenzie Dern, and the beating that she took from Mackenzie Dern, I mean, she got dropped too. Mackenzie Dern is not really known for striking, and if Mackenzie Dern is beating you up that badly on the feet, I mean, imagine what Denise Gomes is going to do. I wonder what Denise Gomes' finish only moneyline prop will be, because I don't think Angela Hill is going to finish Denise Gomes. Because if you guys want to play, that's an absolute lock. Denise Gomes by finish only moneyline, that's got to be, I think that's going to be wide though, because bookies aren't stupid. I don't think they're going to give us like minus 200 on Gomes finish only. If they do, I'll put like a couple units on Gomes finish only moneyline. Because I don't see Hill finishing Gomes, and I could see Gomes being the first one to get a knockout over Hill. And I like Denise Gomes here. I think at minus 125, it's basically a pick'em. And there's a 14-year age gap between the two. Excuse me, guys. And I really like Denise Gomes here. I think I know she's at a huge inexperience gap between against Hill here, Angela Hill. But I mean, how long can Hill go out there and compete with these young, hungry up-and-comers like Denise Gomes? I would not be shocked if Hill goes out there and just is able to weather the first round and then put an output on Denise Gomes in the second and third round. But I just don't see it happening. I like Denise Gomes as one of my best bets at minus 125 on the money line. I don't have her added to any parlays because I'm a little bit hesitant, because a lot of people are picking Denise Gomes on YouTube. So I get their point why they're picking Angela Hill here. But I just think there's gonna be a huge power difference between the two girls. I mean, Denise Gomes is gonna definitely go for it early. My pick is Denise Gomes. I think she's gonna be the first one to get a TKO stoppage, maybe even a submission. Once he rocks Denise Gomes, we could see maybe. Once he rocks Angela Hill, I keep mixing up these names. Anyways, once he rocks Angela Hill, I could definitely see her like stunning her and then jumping on her with like a guillotine choke or a different type of submission. But I'll give credit to Hill, man. She's super tough and durable. She took an absolute beating from Dern on the feet and on the ground. I mean, she had nothing for Dern the whole time. She did rock Dern a couple of times, but I don't think it was enough. And Dern gave her an absolute life-changing beating. The next best bet, I didn't really want to add a minus 600 girl to my best bets, but we got her on the best bets back when she was minus 400. So I'm still gonna rock with her. I think she's gonna absolutely bully Ruiz here, and I liked under 2.5. I think you can add that under 2.5 to a parlay piece, even more as a parlay piece, even at minus 600. I mean, I'm a little bit hesitant because you never know with women's MMA. But there's a big physical difference between the two girls. I mean, Ruiz is 5 feet tall, and she's been finished in 2 over 30 losses. And I think that's what the UFC wants. I think they're trying to build more up here against the Ruiz. Why would they match Ruiz up against the Mora in Brazil if it wasn't for Mora to get a huge highlight over Ruiz? I think Mora is gonna get a TKO stoppage. Maybe I don't even think she needs to go for a submission. Maybe she might go for a submission, but I think she can definitely just get on top of her, rain some nasty ground and pound. She has heavy punches, man. Even on the feet. I mean, she can definitely throw some hands on the feet, and I could see her knocking Ruiz out on the feet. But I do like Mora as a parlay piece. We have her in the safety parlay. If you guys been watching my last couple of videos, I did put her in safety parlay at minus 400, and then. I also liked under 2.5 rounds. If you guys don't want to play either side, the under 2.5 at minus 160, I think that's a play. I don't think this fight goes to decision, but you never know. It's women's MMA. You never know. Anything can happen. That's one thing that I know for sure. And the last best bet that I like is Kaya Berhalio at -260. I like him inside the distance and by KO TKO. I mean, I respect everyone does in Abus Magomedov. I mean, the dude he's got good skills. He's got legit striking. He can definitely strike. But I just don't like. I went back and watched that fight against Sean Strickland. I know Sean Strickland is the champion now, so it is what it is. I mean, you got to give some credit to Abus. He did win the first round against Strickland, but I think that was the game plan. Even what's his name, Chris Curtis. He said that was their game plan to let Abus Magomedov blow out his stream. I said stream. Anyways, I think they said that they wanted him to just get tired, blow out his load, and that's exactly what Abus Magomedov did. I mean, didn't he have a full camp for that fight? I don't know if he had a full camp for that fight, but I don't think he does. He has a full camp for this fight. He's taken this on short notice because Berhalio was supposed to take on Nursultan Ruziboyev, if I'm not mistaken. That dude is freaking huge, man. Nursultan Ruziboyev is like what 6'4", fighting at middleweight. I mean, that dude is absolutely a monster. And Ruziboyev is an absolute. I mean, Ruziboyev was coming off a knockout over Bruno Ferreira, the guy that slept RoboCop. I mean, that fight would have been way more interesting than this one. I think Abus Magomedov is showing up for a paycheck. I'll be honest, guys. I don't think he's going to Brazil thinking he's gonna just beat the piss out of Berhalio. I mean, his best chance is gonna be in the first round. If he doesn't get a first round finish, I think Berhalio is gonna just get a TKO stoppage in the second and third round. I don't even think Berhalio needs to get a submission. I mean, he's going to take him down, wear on his gas tank. But I could definitely see Berhalio getting maybe a TKO. Because, what's his name? Abus Magomedov's last two losses came by KO TKO. So I think we're going to get a good number on Berhalio by KO TKO. Anyways, guys, let's move on to the lock of the week. You guys already know my lock of the week. I'm staying with the same lock of the week. But let's get right into it, guys. These are my 5 best bets. Follow at your own risk, guys. This is MMA. Anything can happen in MMA. Nothing is a guarantee. But we have been doing pretty well in best bets. We have went 5, 51, and 21. So we won 51 of our best bets. And we lost 21 of them. So we've been doing pretty well in the best bets in the last couple of weeks. We've been undefeated in UFC 294, which is pretty nice. I mean, a lot of people won most of their bets at UFC 294. And let's get into the lock of the week now, guys. Guys, so you guys already know my lock of the week. I've been calling him my lock of the week for like the last 2 or 3 weeks. As soon as I saw the money line, they've been even back. It's been going back and forth. I think even what's his name, Rodolfo Vieira, he was a slight favorite at one point last week, and now it's just been sitting at even money for the last week or so. My lock of the week, of course, is Armen Petrosyan, but I totally understand why people are on the Rodolfo Vieira side. He's fighting in Brazil. If he gets a takedown, maybe Armen Petrosyan could be in some trouble. But I feel like, man, Armen Petrosyan, I mean, he's been defending takedowns his whole life. He's a kickboxer. I mean, that's where he comes from. And everyone's trying to take him down. I don't think many people want to stand and bang with Armen Petrosyan, because he's going to be every time he spars someone, I mean, most people probably don't want to strike with him because he's the better kickboxer. And I think he's one of the top kickboxers at middleweight. I mean, this was a middleweight fight. Yeah, middleweight fight. I mean, he's 4-1 in his last 5 fights. His only loss was to Caio Berhalio. I mean, I do like him as my lock of the week. I am a little bit nervous because if Rodolfo Vieira gets an early takedown in the first round, I mean, he's really good with locking in those submissions. Rodolfo Vieira is one of the best submission grappler out there. And I could definitely see why people are so confident on Rodolfo Vieira. But if you guys are going to be betting Rodolfo Vieira, your best chance is going to be taking him by submission, because I don't see him winning a decision or a knockout over Armen Petrosyan. But I'm confident on Armen Petrosyan. I'm not super confident, I'll be honest, because I'm picking a slight, it's basically a pick'em as my lock of the week. So it is what it is. I mean, we picked Trevor Peek at plus money last time. Peek was plus 140 for a couple of weeks. Then the more people looked into the fight, the more people realized that Yaya isn't anything special. Yaya isn't even UFC level fighter, in my opinion. I mean, Yaya just got dominated for 3 rounds. Yaya just had nothing for Trevor Peak except like other than some knees here and there. Yaya just got dog walked the whole time, and a lot of people were picking Yaya in that fight too. So I mean, we got Trevor Peak at what, plus 140. I mean, that was definitely one of the best underdog locks the weeks. Before that, we took Cameron Simon, which we lost. We were on a 2-fight losing streak. We picked a woman Vidal, Tamiris Vidal, which is one of the worst locks I've ever picked. I don't think I'll ever be picking a women's MMA as my lock of the week. But yeah, man, I like Armin Petrosian here. I think he gets the job done. But yeah, I don't have him in any parlays as of right now because I'm a little bit nervous. Because if this fight is a little bit close, I mean, maybe they could give it to Dolfo Vieira because he's going to be fighting in front of his own people in his hometown. But I think Petrosian gets it done, guys. I really do. He might get taken down once or twice, but he's got pretty good submission defense. He hasn't been submitted ever. So I do like Armin Petrosian here. I think he gets a job done as the pick'em. I mean, it's a pick'em fight, 50-50. I just feel like Petrosian has a more than a 50% chance to get a win here. If they fight 10 times, I think Petrosian wins 6 or 7 out of 10 times. Then Vieira, I think maybe Vieira gets wins 3 out of 10 times. But that's just my opinion, guys. So I do have some money on Armin Petrosian. I got like over 2 units on him, and I think he gets the job done, guys. I really do. So Armin Petrosian is my lock of the week. Let's move on to the safety parlay now, guys. Alright, guys, for safety parlay, we're going to be going with the same safety parlay I gave out in my last video for UFC Sao Paulo, Brazil. I made a early best bets, the safety parlay, the lock of the week video. If you guys check it out, I made it, I think it was like a week or 2 weeks ago, and we're going to be rocking with the same 3-leg safety parlay that we made earlier. We had Gabriel Bonfim, Vitor Petrino, and Eduardo Mora. And if you guys locked the safety parlay in early, it paid out at plus 119. But now if you guys are looking to parlay these 3 legs now, it's only gonna give you less than minus 108. So you're not even getting plus money anymore. I mean, that's why you gotta lock in your parlays early before the lines get super wide. So I mean, we locked this parlay in at plus 119. So that's what I'm gonna be counting it as. So this safety parlay, now it's going to pay out at plus 109, minus 109. It is what it is. I mean, the lines are obviously going to move. I knew the lines were going to move. So I think I got 1 unit on this safety parlay. I got 1 unit on this as of right now. And I think this is going to hit for us, guys. I know a lot of people aren't really throwing Petrino in their parlays. But I'm pretty confident in Petrino, man. I think Petrino gets the job done. I think Petrino wins inside the distance too. And I think Gabriel Bonfim wins in the first round. I think Gabriel Bonfim is going to win by a guillotine choke again. This dude is one of the nastiest submission grapplers out there. And he's like a fucking anaconda, man. With the squeeze that this guy has, Gabriel Bonfim, this dude is an absolute viper. Like, he's got some of the best submissions out there. And Mora, I mean, they're basically giving her an easy fight here. Mora just should absolutely smash Ruiz. I mean, Ruiz was way too small for this weight class. Now I think this is gonna be one of Ruiz's last fights in the UFC, and even now, I mean, minus 108 is not too bad. Maybe throw Fakrdinov in here too, and then you can get plus money. But if you guys played this early, plus 119, I mean, that was a good 3-leg parlay that I gave out early, and this is our safety parlay, guys. I'm still gonna be rocking with the safety parlay. Alright, guys, for the favorite underdogs, we went 1-3 on the last favorite underdogs at UFC 294. We cashed on Naimov. Naimov was like plus 250. So, and I think we had Tim Elliott. Tim Elliott was on his way to winning that fight. We did cash on Makayev to win by submission at plus 225. So we did cash on that fight. And then we had I think we had the third favorite underdog, which was Alexander Volkanovski. I did pick Islam Makhachev to win the fight, but I thought at over plus 200. I mean, there was some value on Volkanovski. We did sprinkle Volkanovski round props, because I thought that was going to be his best chance. But then we also made money on Islam Makhachev. I had him in some parlays, and we had Makhachev to win by KO. I think now we had Islam Makhachev to win by decision, but on the live stream, I just had the feeling that the fight wasn't going to go the distance. We cashed on the under 4.5 rounds on the main event at UFC 294, and then we also cashed in on Islam Makhachev by KO TKO at plus 400. So we had a pretty good night at UFC 294, and now I have got 2 favorite underdogs for you guys at UFC Sao Paulo, Brazil. We're gonna be going with Victor Hugo Silva. I mean, he's plus 205. I get why Daniel Marcos is the favorite here, but I don't know why he's over 2-1. I am picking Daniel Marcos to win by decision, but he's not dangerous anywhere, man. Marcos, I mean, he's got pretty good kickboxing. He's a good technical striker, but we don't know how his ground game really is. I mean, what if he gets taken on? What if, I mean, yeah, he's shown pretty good takedown defense. Marcos has shown pretty good takedown defense, but he's never faced a grappler at the level of Victor Hugo Silva. I think Victor Hugo Silva is gonna look for a lot of submissions on the ground. I do have a slight play on Victor Hugo Silva plus 205. I think he's plus 200 now, so some late money is coming in on Victor Hugo Silva, and he's fighting in Brazil, man. In his hometown. So the way Daniel Marcos fights, super close. I mean, even if this goes to decision, there's a chance that Hugo Silva could land enough takedowns and maybe land enough output out there. I mean, Marcos isn't really landing crazy output. I mean, sometimes Marcos went to split decision with Davy Grant, so if he keeps the fight super close in this fight, I mean, we could definitely see Victor Hugo taking the decision. But yeah, I like Victor Hugo Silva as one of my favorite underdogs in this fight, especially over 2-1. I mean, that's a good money line attack, and I have a half unit on him, which I do expect Daniel Marcos to win the fight, but there's always that chance that Victor Hugo could get something done early in the fight. The next favorite underdog that I like is Caio Fernandez. We got him at plus 164. I think I got like 1 unit on him, or half a unit. I got half a unit on him at plus 164, and another half a unit on him at plus 140. I think now he's sitting at plus 145. I mean, I might cash out of my bet at plus 164. I mean, I don't know if I feel like he's gonna win the fight. This is a pretty big step up in competition. I mean, Mark DeCasey's got 12 fights in the UFC. I mean, that is a lot of experience from Mark DeCasey. But man, Mark DeCasey, the D1 wrestler, Mark DeCasey, I can't fucking, I got a lisp with the S word. But it is what it is, man. Yeah, Fernandez, I do like him as one of my favorite underdogs on this card. And I am picking him to win over Mark DeCasey. I've never really been impressed by Mark DeCasey. I picked, what's his name? I picked against Mark DeCasey last time. Let me pull it up here. He faced, who did he face? He took on, Joel Alvarez. Yeah, I did pick Alvarez by submission, I think, in that fight. I picked Alvarez by submission in the first round. He got it done in the second round. Even though that was a headbutt, I mean, he got headbutted on the face, and then he was just trying to stop the fight himself. I mean, bro, if the referee doesn't step in the fight, don't call the stop. Don't call a timeout in fights. I mean, you got what, 12 fights in the UFC, and you're making mistakes like that in your 12th fight in the UFC. I mean, I don't know what Mark DeCasey was doing. Yeah, you got headbutted, but you gotta keep fighting. You can't just freeze up and let Joel Alvarez get a submission on you. And I had Joel Alvarez by submission in the first round. He got it done in the second round. So, I mean, my call was perfect. Alvarez by submission. I mean, Alvarez is a pretty good fighter. But man, Caio Fernandez, I've seen him slow down before, so that's the only worry that I have with Caio Fernandez. He looks like a different guy when he runs out of cardio. So if Mark DeCasey is able to avoid any major damage in the first round, if Caio Fernandez rocks Mark DeCasey in the first round, maybe he could jump on him with the submission, because that's the only way Mark DeCasey gets finished. He gets submitted. He's been submitted 3 times by now. Yeah, man. I'm not super confident that Caio Fernandez is gonna come out here in his first UFC fight, in his debut, and beat a guy like Mark DeCasey. I am picking Caio Fernandez to win, but the more I think about it, man, I think the smarter pick is Mark DeCasey, because he's got the experience. And Mark DeCasey is only 30 years old. He's in his prime right now. But I feel like Caio Fernandez is going to be super dangerous early, and that's why I have him as one of my favorite underdogs on this card. So these are my 2 favorite underdogs, guys. And that's it, guys. That's my video, and I want to keep this under 30 minutes. And I think it's like 25 minutes the video so far. So I gotta upload this video. And thank you for watching, guys. I appreciate you guys. Thank you for watching this video. And don't forget to hit the sub button down below if you guys are new to this channel. I make content throughout the week. I make a lot of UFC content throughout the weeks, and even make boxing content. We hit most of our bets on the boxing card. We hit two big bets on the boxing card, which was Mahmoudab to win by round 1. It was a plus 240. We had like half a unit. I think we had half a unit on that. And then we had Mahmoudab to win by round 1 and round 2 at minus 125. We had 1 unit on that. We cashed. I posted the bets on community section if you guys want to check those bets out. And we had some other parlays with the fight doesn't go the distance in the main event, which somehow it did. We also had what's his name, Fury to get knocked down and Fury to win. That was like plus, I think plus 2,800 or something like that. I only had $5 on that, and I was not expecting Francis to go out there and knock him down. But Francis is just a different beast, man. Anyways, guys, I gotta end this video here. It's already too long. I appreciate you guys watching, man. It means a lot to me. We're trying to get to 500 subscribers. We already at 427 or something like that. So I appreciate you guys a lot, man. Thank you so much for watching the videos, and I'm out, man. I'll see you guys in the next one. Later.